Cruise news time. Well, Carnival is at it again, and does cruising lose its appeal when you're straight up attacked by a wild animal? Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. First, a big what up to the Loca fam. That's what you are. If you're subscribed to this channel, if you're a part of our community, welcome to the Loca fam. Thank you guys for all your continued support. Hey, let's look at it. It is October the 2nd, 2021, and there's not a lot popping off into cruise news, but I do have a few cruise news stories for you. It's good to be back home. Good to be in the studio. First and foremost, let's talk about Carnival. They're doing it again. I told you guys last week about this epic cruise they have going from Baltimore on the Carnival Legend up into Canada, into Greenland. Well, we're going to Greenland first. Boom, boom, couple stops in Greenland. Then we're going to do a few stops in Canada with like 8 sea days. This cruise was so popular, it sold out in hours. And so, like the smart business that Carnival Cruise Line is, they said, well, look, could we do it again? Could we have another one just on a different date? Well, yes, they can. The only thing that worries me is this was announced a couple days ago. I don't know if this thing sold out already, but if you were wanting to go on that epic Greenland, Canada Carnival Legend out of Baltimore cruise and you couldn't get a cabin because it was already booked, well, hit your TA up, your travel agent, your travel advisor, your travel partner. I don't want to call them TP. Sounds like toilet paper. Don't want to hit your... Check with Carnival. You might be able to go on that epic cruise after all. Cruise news story number 2, and this is an interesting one. Before I went to Alaska, I was like, oh, I hope I have some sort of wild animal encounter. Now, when I said wild animal encounter, I just meant that I could see them really close. And I did have that. I was able to see orca really close to our whale-watching boat. But on a river cruise in Australia recently, they had a really close animal encounter. This was a river cruise on the Adelaide River in Australia, and this river cruise was specifically, they calling it a river cruise. I don't even think it's a river cruise. I think it was just like a tour. A tour would probably be like an excursion or just something that you could go do. But anyways, they call it a river cruise on the Adelaide River, and you're looking for jumping crocodiles. That seems crazy, right? You're going to get on a boat and go looking for jumping crocodiles. Well, the guy that was conducting the tour, he got just that. He saw one of these jumping crocodiles. He moved in to get a closer look, and then the thing swung around and jumped up and bit him on the hand and locked onto his hand and would not let go of his hand. The police were called. The guy was tended to. All's well that ends well. They applied pressure to the bleeding. They got the crocodile off of his hand. And again, the guy is fine. But could you imagine that? Could you imagine being close enough to the wildlife that they get on you? I worry about that. Something like, we know that Steve Irwin passed away from a poor encounter with a stingray. There's a lot of stingray encounters on cruising, but everything that I understand is it's a different situation and you shouldn't be stung by the stingrays in the same way that Steve Irwin was. But tell me this. Tell me you've never signed up for a stingray. How many people have signed up for a stingray encounter and thought of Steve Irwin? I know every time I see a stingray encounter, I think of that. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. But anyways, the guy on the river cruise in Australia is fine. I just wanted, look, I wanted to share an Australia cruising story. I know it's not the regular type of cruising story, but our friends down in the land of Oz, they've been locked down and they can't go cruising. So at least they're getting their hands bitten by crocodiles. That sounds worse when I say it out loud than I actually meant it. But how about that? How about that? Boom, that's your cruise news. Not a lot going on today, but I wanted to check in and give you those 2 stories. Are you excited that there's another opportunity to cruise to Greenland on Carnival? Or what do you think about this jumping crocodile story? Have you ever had a close animal encounter? Have you ever felt unsafe on a cruise excursion? Leave a comment below. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. Please show your support by hitting the like button, or you won't realize that you need toilet paper in the bathroom that you're in. Well, until it's too late. Honey, help. This is Tony with Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.